Vandalism in Nigeria continues to undermine national development, causing financial losses running into billions of naira and creating serious social and economic consequences. The destruction of critical infrastructure not only leads to massive repair costs, but also places additional strain on government budgets. Beyond the economic burden, the social impact is equally alarming. Vandalized roads, missing manhole covers, damaged bridges, and compromised public structures increase the risk of accidents and fatalities for both pedestrians and motorists. There are also widespread service disruptions. The sabotage of healthcare facilities, water pipelines, power installations, and telecommunication infrastructure leaves citizens without access to essential services such as healthcare, clean water, electricity, and communication. Addressing vandalism requires a multidimensional approach involving stronger security measures, improved technology, community participation, public awareness, and stricter enforcement of the law. In Nigeria, government agencies are intensifying efforts to protect critical national assets. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, through its Critical Infrastructure Protection Strategy, continues to deploy intelligence and surveillance operations to combat vandalism across the country. The National Orientation Agency is also engaging citizens through awareness campaigns aimed at discouraging the destruction of public property. Government is equally encouraging host communities to take ownership of public projects such as solar streetlights and community facilities in order to prevent theft and sabotage. On Panorama today, we examine the impact of vandalism on the socio-economic life of the nation, assess the role of community engagement and technology in protecting public infrastructure, and explore how increased public awareness can help Nigerians see these assets as collective property that must be protected. You can follow these news broadcasts live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed right on the screen. I'm Awal Yusuf Jibo. Thank you for joining us on Panorama. We begin with the news. The Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA, His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has congratulated elder statesman and leader of Afenifere, Chief Reuben Famuyide Fashoranti, on the occasion of his 100th birthday, describing him as a pride of Nigeria and a national asset whose contributions to nation building remain invaluable. In a statement released upon his return to the country after being away during the centenary celebrations, the Sultan noted that Pa Fashoranti's remarkable longevity and enduring relevance across different phases of Nigeria's political history before, during, and after the era of the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo stand as a testament to a life of exemplary service and leadership. The Sultan praised the centenarian statesman for his immense contributions to education, governance, and national development, particularly highlighting his pioneering role as first principal of Anglican Grammar School, Iju Itaogulu in Akure North in 1957, as well as his service as Commissioner for Finance in the administration of the late Chief Michael Adekunle Ajasin in the old Ondo State. The Sultan stated that Chief Reuben Fashoranti has served Nigeria with distinction and dedication, having contributed immensely to the greatness of this country. It is only fitting that Nigeria continues to honor and celebrate him as one of its most distinguished elder statesmen. He added that Nigerians who believe in the unity, peace, and progress of the country should continue to celebrate and pray for the elder statesman while asking God to grant him continued strength and good health. The chairman of the National Traditional Rulers Council of Nigeria also congratulated the government and people of Ondo State, the Akure-speaking community, and the immediate family of Pa Fashoranti for the privilege and blessing of having such a distinguished personality among them. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the Cross River State government is underscoring rural road connectivity as key to unlocking economic potentials, reduce urban pressure, and foster inclusive development across the 18 local government areas of the state. Highlighting progress in rural road infrastructure, particularly the Yahe-Wanakom-Wanihem Road in Yala local government area, Governor Basi Otu says all road projects undertaken by his administration are constructed to meet approved standards and specifications to ensure durability.
Road infrastructure remains a key focus of Governor Basi Otu's People First agenda in Cross River State.
Road is a sine qua non to development. Anywhere you start a road, before you know it, people will immediately begin to develop both sides of the roads. We have gone far in this particular road infrastructure, but because we are trying to tailor an economy which we are going to add the transportation infrastructure and access to it, we need roads so that people can go travel freely.
This 5-kilometer stretch of the Ukele, Yahe, Wanakom, Wanihem Road, once deplorable, is among several road projects rehabilitated by the state government. The state's Ministry of Works, which supervises the project, is of the view that the road now exceeds required standard.
This is 5.2 thickness, that's 0.52, above the design of the road. This road has a design with specific measurement. Before now, it was 7.3 as per the width of the road. But His Excellency, to Digital Commissioner, decided to expand the width to 10.3, which is standard now.
For residents, the rehabilitated road means more than infrastructure, as it signals renewed hope for trade, accessibility, and development among the agrarian communities.
Our people are farmers, and this road is going to be of great importance to us because this is where they evacuate foodstuff out. Our farmers will make a lot of money. With this road in place, I tell you, it will boost commercial activities.
So the situation of the road then was very bad, but now at least we are enjoying it.
With more projects underway across the states, Governor Otu's administration remains committed to opening up more rural communities and driving economic growth. From Yala local government area of Cross River State, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Alongside the import tariff reductions outlined in the 2026 revised fiscal policy, stakeholders are urging the inclusion of additional coordinated logistics measures, which are key drivers for achieving a meaningful reduction in food inflation. Industry players across the import and agribusiness value chain stress that these supporting interventions are essential for delivering the intended impact. Amaka O reports.
Lagos is home to the major and busiest ports in the country. These ports experience movement of goods to various locations and contributes to a large volume of trade across the food markets situated in various parts of the state. Despite the recent decrease in import tariff on some food staples, some traders and buyers say they are yet to feel the impact of government intervention towards reducing food inflation.
The thing that's affecting it is transportation.
Let me say, something you used to buy like 100 naira is up to 500 naira now.
Other stakeholders emphasized the importance of an effective mechanism in place to monitor drop in prices of food. They recommend the importance of addressing other factors that affect the persistent increase in the price level of staple foods.
The storage losses, middlemen's protective hoarding, the bottleneck associated with logistics.
We are talking about cost of fertilizer, cost of agrochemicals, cost of machineries. Those are the principal factors impacting the cost of food as we speak. That is why we still have a situation where the food inflation seems to be going up again.
The quick question is, how much of these benefits flows down to the final cost consumer, especially in places like Lagos and major cities all across the country? It will take more than tariff cuts to achieve a meaningful and sustained reduction in food prices, right? It will take a more coordinated effort.
Key players further advocate increasing quality of yields and innovations towards boosting mechanized farming for maximum productivity and food security. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
And now to road safety. The Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Shehu Mohammed, has launched a high-level national capacity building program for senior officers as part of ongoing reforms aimed at strengthening operational leadership, professionalism, and service delivery within the Corps. In a statement signed by the Corps Public Education Officer Osondu Ohairi, the Corps Marshal says the Corps can no longer rely solely on conventional enforcement methods in addressing emerging road safety challenges, stressing that officers occupying strategic leadership positions must evolve with the realities of contemporary traffic management and public expectations. He described the program as a critical component of the Corps' broader institutional transformation agenda, noting that the modern road safety environment demands adaptive leadership, emotional intelligence, sound operational judgment, and enhanced public engagement skills. History should be a tool for advocacy and social change. This is why stakeholders in the education sector emphasize the importance of projecting the legacies and meaningful contributions of women who championed the cause of educating the girl child in Nigeria. These women and their impact on society dates back to the 19th century. Amaka O again reports.
Telling the untold stories of Nigerian women who contributed to the advancement of education of the girl child is what stakeholders recommend should be highlighted and well documented for the younger generation of girls to borrow a leaf from the lives of impact and transformation of these women.
And I keep singing the unsung works of Lady Elizabeth Clifford Neibanam, who was the wife of the governor of Nigeria from 1919 to 1925, because she is the one who did all of the work at that time to ensure that a government secondary school was founded for girls.
You have to know the history of women and their accomplishments and the capacity for you to succeed. And that's why history motivates. History compels you to want to do more with your life.
The importance of mentorship and proper guidance of girls, stakeholders say, will contribute to their formation into becoming responsible women of substance in future.
The adults are already set in their ways. So for the younger ones, I think this is the time to get their attention and start building them up to be the next role models.
Trying to introduce them to more like a systematic way of thinking to say that they can solve problems and also become whatever they set out their minds to achieve.
They call for the collaborative efforts towards preserving the legacies of women long gone, whose lives changed society for good. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
All right, let's pause for a break. Panorama will be back after this timeout. Don't go away. Good to know you're still there. A multifaceted approach which combines stricter laws, technology monitoring, and community engagement is required to mitigate the ugly act of vandalism in Nigeria. This is the outcome of various engagements correspondent Larry Belei had with some Nigerians.
Vandalizing public assets, some believe, is driven majorly by wrong perception that public infrastructures do not benefit local communities, as well as economic desperation, political grievances, among others. It is also fueled by a combination of high youth unemployment and poverty.
You see, some of the road architecture are being stolen by people. So it is our duty to, educate ourselves. Government can do the much they can do, but it's our duty to protect what they're doing. The country belongs to all of us.
We have also seen such situation. It's not just here, where when the railway construction was going on and people go and steal some roads. I only have to urge them to know the implication. If you are caught, you have to go to jail for that, because it's pure economic sabotage.
For many Nigerians, surveillance and technology, that is, installation of CCTV cameras, motion detectors and alarm systems, help monitor vulnerable areas.
We have met with the community to ensure that they own this project, and we want to send a note of warning to people who want to go out of their way to still want to make any incursion on vandalism on this road, to know that we are ready for them.
Other strategies of mitigating vandalism include encouraging communities to take ownership of local infrastructure, educating citizens on the impact of vandalism through school programs and media campaigns, and establishing local security groups to monitor infrastructure in their areas. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NT News.
Poor policy implementation, inadequate urban planning, rising population, and the increasing cost of building materials have been identified as major factors fueling Nigeria's housing crisis. Stakeholders say addressing the growing housing deficit will require stronger government collaboration with the private sector and policies that make affordable housing accessible to ordinary Nigerians. Bolaji Akim completes the report.
Housing remains one of the basic needs of every citizen, yet millions of Nigerians still lack access to decent and affordable shelter. Recent figures from the National Housing Data Technical Committee shows that Nigeria's housing deficit is estimated at nearly 15 million units, while more than 15 million housing units suffer structural inadequacies. Experts say the situation has contributed significantly to the growing number of slums and informal settlements in major cities and urban centers across the country.
In the absence of production of houses, in the absence of low construction finance rates, in the absence of willing developers to collaborate with government, what would typically happen is the development of slums, which is ungoverned and unstructured development environment.
In the last 3 or 4 years, there has been more than 100% increase in the rental value of properties around Lagos State generally.
Go to anywhere, even go to Ikorodu, go to Mowe, go to Surulere, the rate of house rents is too exorbitant.
Over the years, successive administrations have introduced several housing schemes aimed at reducing the deficit. However, poor planning, inconsistent policies, inadequate funding, and weak implementation have continued to hinder meaningful progress in the sector. Determined to change the narrative, the present administration, under the Renewed Hope agenda, is introducing new mechanisms and partnerships to boost affordable housing delivery and reduce the growing deficit nationwide.
You also have the estates program, which is how do we construct 250 to 500 houses in all the 36 states of the Federation. The government has started with 14 of those states.
As the present administration continues to collaborate with the private sector, experts believe that the country will gradually overcome the housing challenges it is facing. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
And now to education. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, in collaboration with heads of tertiary institutions and other stakeholders, has pegged the minimum admissible cutoff scores for admission into Nigeria's higher institutions at 150 for universities, 150 for College of Nursing, and 100 for polytechnics. The decision was taken during the 2026 JAMB policy meeting in Abuja. Olainka Ojo tells us more.
Time of the year again, when anxious candidates wait patiently to know what becomes of them after sitting for the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME.
The minimum score is 150. 150 to be admitted to any of our universities, both public and private.
Addressing heads of tertiary institutions, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, warns against admitting candidates outside the Central Admissions Processing System (CAPS), declaring such admission illegal.
Any institution found to have conducted admissions
outside the centralized admission processes will be held accountable, and appropriate sanctions shall be applied without hesitation.
It reflects our shared commitment to building an admission system that is merit-driven, inclusive, credible, and responsive to national development goals.
He also notes that candidates with 4 credits can now gain admission into colleges of education, but must register with JAMB. While 16 years remains the minimum age for admission, the Registrar of JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, assured that the board will continue to nip all forms of malpractice in the board.
Because you are the gatekeeper, if you do anything, you will go to jail for it, even if your vice chancellor asks you to do it. So anything that you do not recommend to the VC, he cannot approve.
And lessons learned from JAMB will greatly assist Sierra Leone in streamlining admissions processes across both higher education and technical and vocational education and training institutions.
Some staff were honored for their bravery, dedication, and innovation in the discharge of their duties, as well as institutions that adhere strictly to JAMB's admission guidelines. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, says it has arrested 2 suspected vandals and recovered stolen railway sleepers along the Bauchi-Kano road. NSCDC spokesperson Afolabi Babawale says the Commandant General's Special Intelligence Squad intercepted a Peugeot Boxer vehicle conveying the suspected vandalized materials and arrested Alzuma Yakubu and Ismail Mohammed. He says the operation followed the directive of the Commandant General, Professor Ahmed Abubakar Audi, to tackle the vandalism of railway infrastructure in Bauchi State. The Corps adds that investigations are ongoing to uncover other members of the syndicate and recover more stolen items. And Olumide Eguntola is standing by for sports update.
Hostilities begin today in Accra, Ghana at the 2026 Senior Athletics Championship, where Team Nigeria will be vying for honors in different events. Team Nigeria's delegation consists of 17 male and 24 female athletes and will compete across 26 track and field events as the country seeks to maintain its upward trajectory in African athletics. Meanwhile, the National Sports Commission commended the efforts of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria in preparing Team Nigeria for the championship, which also helped Team Nigeria to qualify for 4 different events at the global stage at the recent World Relays in Botswana. In female football, the Super Falcons of Nigeria will no longer proceed with their planned training tour to the United Kingdom after Jamaica withdrew from the proposed international friendly match. The match was supposed to be part of Falcons' preparations towards the 2026 Nations Cup in Morocco, which also serves as qualifiers for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. And from the English Premier League, Manchester City will on Wednesday have another opportunity to close the gap behind Arsenal when the team takes on Crystal Palace in a midweek encounter. And win for Manchester City will see the team earning 77 points, 2 points behind league leaders Arsenal. In tennis, world number 1 Yannick Sinner breezed into the last 16 of the Italian Open when he defeated Alexis Poprin in straight set 6-2, 6-0 to continue his bid for our first title in Rome. His next match is against compatriot Andrea Pellegrino. Coco Gauff survived scare against Ivoyovic coming from a match point to win 5-7, 7-5, 6-2 to qualify for the women's quarterfinals. With sports update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
And that concludes Panorama from the Lagos Network Center of the NTA. Thanks for watching. I'm Awal Yusuf Jibo.